Welcome, YouTubers. I hope you enjoyed our show today. Today's the set analysis of Synchro, which is out next week, pretty much. Yep. So Synchro is a size set, as a size set. It's basically 3 archetypes that got support in. So we got one from 5D, 2 from 5Ds. No, we got one from Arc 5. Yep. One from 5Ds and one Excel deck. Yep. So quite interesting. There's some good decks in this arm. I think there's a couple could be good rogue options. This comes up pretty much next week, so it should be an interesting set. There's one particular card most people are looking for, but they gotta realise this other cards are just as good in this set. This is a 60 card set. Okay, it's good what it wants to do. So the 60 card set. So it's a small size set. So you got 8 super rares, 9 ultras, 10 rares, and 29 commons. You get 5 in every pack, so it's quite easy which one to get. So I'll say the best 2 decks from this box are the new duelists deck, which is just another XD deck, which we'll talk about a bit more. And then there's Spheroids, which is a good rogue option synchro spam deck. And then there's Nadal archetype, which is it's weird. They made it properly at Arthur because they didn't have much support last time. The only support came in like a promo game promo. So now it's a lot easier to make. If that makes sense. You can make it a full deck. It won't be competitive, but it'll be a fun casual deck, and people might like the support for it. First, we got some reprints. So we got some good reprints. So there are some good reprints in here. So there's Tornado Dragon, Turtle Bird, and Clear Wind Synchro Dragon. There's Queerbot. Queerbot's always sort of been a good card. Z1, Quiver of the Pit of the Gusco. It's okay, that card. There's Rush Warrior. Synchro Spam, Stardust Warrior. And then now Stardust Change Warrior. And the True King card. These are pretty good reprints. I think they needed them. I think the Turbo was needed for Spheroids particularly, so it made it a bit easier. I know it's only Wind deck can make it. It's pretty good. Tornado Dragon's just a good card in general. And very cool, very unique. Some of these cards did need a reprint. It's nice. Some cards got some nice reprint. They're not the greatest reprint, but there are some decent ones to say at least. Next is Spheroids. Spheroids are a synchro spam deck basically, and the idea of this deck is to make 2 synchros first. So make 2 synchros. So synchro spam deck. So you try and make as many synchros as many as you can. This deck can go first or second, which is good. Yes, the best card is at 1 for them. That's the shame bit, but the rest of the deck is pretty cool. You get a new level 3. So this level 3, for example, special summons the 2 you sync with it back. So you can end up doing Red Eyes Dice twice. You can end up doing all sorts of combos twice with it, which is cool. This one special summon sends one to the grave, which is cool, and then sets you up. Got a new strength 1 for the deck, which is good. You got the synchro spam sort of idea of the monsters. There's a bit of pendulum elements to the deck, but you don't use it for the pendulum effect. You just need it for the monster effect instead, which is cool. You got a boss monster which can just wipe the whole board, so that's cool. It's very easy to OTK. It's quite a lot of things are going for this deck. I would say deck's not hard to learn, so it's easy just to pick up because any card is a 1 card combo for this deck, which is quite cool and quite neat. Just remember, most of the time you will be limited to only win monsters for the rest of the turn, especially with the link monster. You can only special summon win monsters for the rest of the turn, which is a bit of a shame. But hey ho, that's what this deck tries to do. It's very good and very powerful what this deck tries to do. I'll say the first board should be Clear Win and Synchro and Clear Win and the new level 10 Synchros. Usually you end the board in this deck, most time that is, which is quite simple, and quite effective. Next is the new the new Nadal archetype. So they're basically a 5D deck which didn't get much support when they actually were first out. Now they got loads of support from. They got some new cards. They got an amazing level 10 synchro, which is a shame which one get playing that deck because it's quite hard for the deck to make, but it can be made in the deck. But it'll be played in others, I reckon, which is just shame. There's other good cards too. So like we got these are pretty good, and you got the other synchro, which is pretty good. Then we got the new spells and traps, which is pretty cool. This can search this somehow, which is pretty cool, but not the best searcher. There's some some decent support, I would say, for this deck. I don't think it will see much play, but I think the synchro will. So it'll be a bit of a weird situation when the synchro will see play, but I don't think the others will see play. So I don't think the deck itself won't see play, because, but the others will. So I think the deck's pretty cool. I try to play it. It's okay. It needs a lot more work still, but maybe we'll get some more support in the next set of a battle cards, which we don't know which will be yet. So we'll wait and see for that new set for the next one. Yep. And the final one is the new duelists stuff. Yes, duelists are XC rank 1 base deck. They done quite well last format for a few months ago with Liver's Tri-Brigade. That was the best deck to play with them. Yes, that was a proper deck, and it was pretty good what you can do with it. It was one of those best decks, and it sort of fall out of the mail a little bit. I think there was a few reasons. The good thing about this deck is you don't need your normal summon, which is a good thing. Very good. The deck's very easy to learn, so there's not much tech to it. Plus, whatever you get from the stat, I reckon, is what you're gonna need for the deck. Yep. So we got two new exceeds. We got a new level exceed 1, which make us go first. That's what duelists were missing. A play going first, despite the Tri-Brigade stuff. Yep. Basically, this new monster can bounce every card spin special summon, and it's not once per turn. So let's say you have 3 tails, you can bounce 3 times, which is just mad. Yeah, and it gains so much attack of how many tails you have. So let's say there was 3 tails, you are 1500. You are 1500 attack. Yep, which is pretty cool. It's pretty handy what this card can do. It's good for the deck. It fixes a lot of their problems, which is good. And the new other one is alright. It's a nice one-off. We got a new duelist spell called Burkle. Basically, Burkle, it's a rotor plus its special summons for the hand. So it's always a +2 because you search one, you can search one or add one, right? And then you can special one from your hand, which is just nuts for this deck, which is just mad. Okay, Bird Sentry is just like a recycle card. Basically, gets you 3 cards to the ground back to your deck and draw 1 card, which is sort of like a Digestive Emerald for the deck, which is pretty cool and pretty handy, which is pretty good for this deck. Yeah. New trap. I wouldn't really play traps in duelists apart from the ones that usually would play, so depends. Then you got a new duelist two million monsters. You got a rotor for the spells, which is pretty cool. Which basically you special summon this card, you search the duelist spells, which is good. You can play 2 targets for that, which is pretty cool, pretty handy. Yep, which is pretty good to say the least. Yep. And then we got a new duelist level 1 again, another one. This one special summons another duelist from the grave, but you can't special summon anything else apart from XC for the rest of the turn. So it's good. It wants to do. There's 2 ways of playing duelists, I would say personally. There is the Tri-Brigade build, which is the best build and it's the most successful build of duelists. Yep. Or there's the pure build, which is just XC spam and you're just trying to end all the couple XC to try to aim on this and another Utopia for Beyond thing. Yep. Utopia Beyond Dragon, yeah, and stuff like that, which is pretty handy. Going second, you make this and attack about 14 times and you win the game. Yep, it's quite funny when that happens. Yep, you need a lot of freaky tails for that card to work, but I think it will happen. Quite often, more often than you think. I think this deck has the potential to be a good rogue option. I think if there was a regional at the moment, I think this deck could top it. I don't think it'll win a YCS, but maybe we'll try to get it might, but it's already won quite a lot of regionals. I mean, not a few extravagances and qualifiers and stuff like that, which is a lot. Lewis haven't done anything yet, but I think the new support will help them out. And there's loads of ways of playing the deck. The deck's very easy to learn. Can be quite adaptable. The deck's quite simple because you don't need too many monsters. Already you'll play 3 of most of the Lewis anyway, so that's pretty good. And then you just play other wind beasts to help out the deck. I think. Okay, that's the set analysis of synchro of Legacy Duelist Synchro Storm. It's coming out next week. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you enjoyed about the show today. Subscribe and watch all, and see you all next time. I'm on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, and Skyrock. Yep, I'm on all those. I went to the gym today, if you're wondering. Yeah. And I'm back playing League and stuff. We done quite well last week. We got my structure decks now, so we can play in from the permanents for free. I hope you enjoy. We're about to show to subscribe and watch all, and see you all next time. Peace, everyone. Good luck doing, everyone.